So quite simply, that was exercise and nutrition. Now let's get into why we should do these things. Here's why we should work cardio. And so doing something, not weightlifting, not really pushing against resistance. This is doing something for an extended period of time or super high intensity for a short amount of time. But we are looking at like your cardio. And the best way to think about cardio is your VO2 max. I'm not even going to get into what that means. But just know that if you can move your VO2 max from low to above average, from low to below average, so still not average, we're going from low to below average, you will have a 50% reduction in death. If you can get to above average, low to above average, it's a 70% reduction in all-cause mortality, which is basically like add everything up and decide if it's going to kill you. You're 70% more likely not to die just by moving to above average. You don't have to be great, above average. From the ages of 20 to 80 years old, 50% of your muscle mass will be lost. After we turn 50, we're going to lose 2 to 4% of our muscle mass every single year. Muscle mass is hard to gather when you're young. But we want to stack these bets. I want to build as much muscle mass as I possibly can so that by the time I turn 50, I have more of a bank that it's getting pulled off of. Here's another thing though. If I've built up this muscle mass and I've stayed on top of it, I'm going to be a very healthy 50-year-old. Maybe to the point where I'm still able to put on a little bit of muscle mass. If I can put on 2% and lose 2% and I get to 51 and I've stayed the same, that is excellent. That is above and beyond what most people will ever get to experience in their life. Your ability to live alone as you age comes from strength. Can you sit and stand on your own? Can you place items in the cupboard? Here's a big one. If you fall, do you have the ability to get yourself back up? That's a real one. This is a real problem that people have, and it's what makes like younger people who are possibly going to have, like, you're taking care of your parents, your grandparents and stuff. This is the kind of things that you have to think about before they go into a nursing home. One of the things that we work on is called a Turkish get-up, and this can be done with no weight. Well, what we want you to do is I want you to lay down on your back on the ground, and then I want you to be able to stand from that position, not being able to grab onto anything. This is huge. Like for people like myself, we're seeing how heavy we can make this. If you're 50, 60 years old, this is reminding yourself every day that if you fall, you can get back up and that you were able to live like a self-sufficient, you're going to be reliant on yourself. And so this is one of the main reasons why I think we should work out. Then why we should eat real food, okay? Why we should focus on our diet and nutrition. 60% of every calorie consumed in the United States is ultra processed. There's 4 stages of processing. Obviously like none, and then low, and then processed, and then ultra processed. Ultra processed means that it has, I think it's over 5 ingredients, which is crazy. Nature, you'll never find anything with more than 1 ingredient, so hang on to that. Nature only provides us with 1 ingredient. Ultra processed foods means that they have 5. This is 60% of every calorie consumed in the United States. 600 out of every 1,000 calories is ultra processed. That's crazy, crazy. 40% of Americans are obese. This is up 10% from 5 years ago, and it's going to be closer to 60% by 2030. So by the end of this decade, we're hitting 60% obesity. 6 out of 10 Americans will be obese. As of right now, today, 70% of Americans over 20 years old are overweight and on the verge of being obese. So the 60% that's obese, what if instead this number with the amount that are already overweight, and this doesn't seem to be getting any better, what if by 2030 we're at 80%? Like legitimately when the 80-20 rule takes over and 80%, 8 out of every 10 Americans is obese, like what does that actually mean for our country? To me, that's scary. That is a very, very scary thing when it's 100% like controllable. This is stuff that you can, it's not comfortable, but you can take control of these things. So there's 4 things that are likely going to kill you in your life. Metabolic disease, heart disease, respiratory disease, and cancer. It is not like a secret that one of the main things that has an implication in this, more than your genetic makeup, is what you eat. The items that you consume, the fuel that you give your body is like without a doubt very responsible on whether or not we get these diseases, metabolic, heart disease, respiratory disease, cancer. It's, yeah, you can eat healthy your whole life and still get this stuff. It's very, very unlikely. Why not hedge all of our bets against it? I am a level 2 CrossFit instructor. I think that's how I'm supposed to say it. No longer running a CrossFit gym, but one of the things they teach in their level 1 certification is the sickness, wellness, fitness continuum. And so instead of thinking of like where I said in the beginning, like I don't know what healthy is, I think to me it's because it's on a spectrum. And over here on this side, I have sick, like I am near death on this side. Here in the middle, we have wellness. You are a well person, everything's going pretty good, all of our numbers check out. And then over here on the right side, we have fitness. And so if it's a spectrum and we're looking at it this way, the more fit I am, the further right I'm moving on this spectrum. And so then things happen. You get struck with a metabolic disease, a heart disease, you get in a car accident, you get any of these things that happen. And if I'm fit, maybe I only come back to wellness. And so now I'm getting to start with already being well and build myself back up. Where if all I am is well and then I get sick, I'm moving to sickness. And if I'm already at sickness and something bad happens, they don't want to lose to one place and it's not good. So stop thinking of like healthy being a number. Health is a spectrum. And every single day, I want to add a little bit to that on the fitness side of the scale. So, I think this is lastly, this is hard for everyone, including myself. And so, one of my number one rules when it comes to nutrition and diet is don't bring bad food into your home. I eat very well, like probably better than most people that I talk to. I actually think it's like probably everybody that I actually have a chance to encounter, I'm eating better than they are. And it's not a braggadocious thing, it's just that I actually like care and pay attention to it, and the overwhelming majority of us don't. So we don't bring bad food home, because what I know is if I bring bad food into my house, I'm going to eat it. I don't have this crazy willpower that only wants steak and vegetables. No, I only let myself have those because that's all that's around me. And so I'm making it as inconvenient as possible to have a bad food. And that's powerful. We brought crackers, we brought snacks, other things into the home. I would demolish them. I eat them as soon as I find out that they're there. Can't help it. So don't bring those bad foods in. On exercise, you don't have to be crazy with this. We want to get 3 to 5 hours a week. 3 hours a week, that's 30 minutes a day, or like an hour every other day. Go to the gym, go for a walk, ride a bike, walk your kids, walk your dog, like whatever it is. Like move your body for an hour, 3 to 5 times a week, and you're gonna be way, way above everyone else. I do hundreds of conversations a year in trying to get people started down this journey. And what I've learned, like I've never had anybody sit down and across from me and be like, oh wow, like I didn't know we were supposed to work out, or I didn't know I should like pay attention to my diet. Like no one is surprised at this. And that's what surprises me, is that we know this, but we're not doing it. And so I'm telling you, you already know all these different things. Here is why we exist as a gym and as a nutrition coaching service. We're going to provide you accountability, motivation, coaching, support, and advice. So again, accountability, motivation, coaching, support, advice. Look at accountability. Sometimes you just need to know that there's someone in your corner checking up on you saying, hey, would love to see you in the gym today. Or hey, how's your nutrition going? That's going to be helpful. Motivation on the days when I send that text and it's like, oh, I just really don't want to come work out. Now we're here to motivate you. Like, yeah, I know you don't want to work out, but like, let's do it. Like today's a fun workout. We're going to pump you up, get you into the gym. Coaching is here to help you navigate all the like questions that are going to come up. Like I joke, it took me 10 years to get to the point that I am now, and I could get you there in 6 months. Like I can teach you lessons at a much higher rate than I was able to learn on my own. And so coaching is super important. We give you support. You're going to be very alone on this journey, and like friends and family won't understand it, nor will they always be like super supportive of you. Most of the time it's crabs in a bucket. Like you're trying to make a better life, other crabs are going to pull you down, even if they don't mean to. We are not there. We are there to support you 100% because I truly believe that you are important enough to make a change for, and if you're ready to make that change, I want to help you do it in every way that I can. And then lastly is advice. Like I said, everyone should work out regardless of time, of all these different things. I am here to give advice. Hey, I travel 6 days a week. What should I do? Hey, I work 80 hours a week in my business. What should I do? Like there is always an answer, and it will always make you feel better. So even if it's only for advice, that's why we're here. Please reach out and let us know. I hope that you've enjoyed